Bahia Honda State Park, and I'm kind of doing a stealth mission right now. We figured this is a place that we wanted to stay going forward, just because we've heard great things about this state park. It's right on the water. You can get sights like right next to the bridge, and just, you know, very beautiful area. So, although I don't know what area down here isn't beautiful, but anyway. However, we brought Carmen along for some of the exploration adventures today, and two problems when we got in. A, there's signs everywhere saying like dogs not allowed on the beach, which is totally understandable. But then B, there's a key code to get into the campground area, which was the #1 reason we came here to look around. So we were gonna get out and walk in. However, the ground is way too hot for Carmen. So I went solo on this exploration mission and just walked into the campground area, got some pictures, obviously got some video to show Jason, so we can kind of now figure out what sites we think are the better sites or the sites we'd want to stay at, because sometimes seeing like campgrounds in person and picking the best sites is way easier than trying to figure it out on a map, you know? So anyway, this is a beautiful area. We'll show you a little bit more as we drive through, but yeah, obviously starting to really catch on to why people want to stay in this state park. My scout.
How was it?
I think it was pretty good. To be honest, I was really surprised to see, it's a Saturday by the way, how many empty spots there were. So it's got me thinking that maybe like this April shoulder season is like a really good time to come down here, because the weather's perfect.
Yeah.
And there's sites available. It doesn't feel too crowded.
No, I mean, in 84 in Orlando is just kind of annoying, but 84 in the Keys is like, oh wow, it's nice.
Oh wow, yeah.
You're surrounded by water.
What a beautiful day.
I mean, you're surrounded by water in Orlando too. It's just swamp water, so it just doesn't have the same vibe to it, I guess.
So here's some of the pictures I took. But these are obviously the sites like right on the water.
Yeah.
And people like get in right there from the site and go swimming and go fishing, so that looks really cool.
Yeah.
And then, you know, they have a bathroom facility, a dump station, and what I really liked is almost all the sites had like this shrubbery around it.
Like a private, I mean, it's a state park, which I guess makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, so they're not trying to cram.
Right. The sites are long. Some are shorter, but like most of them looked long and wide. So that's like one of my favorite things that parks can do, is add shrubbery in between the sites. Like it's a total game changer for me. It changes the whole vibe.
I feel like I'm excited for that with the truck camper
too,
because we can fit into a lot smaller sites, where like state parks sometimes for us there's only a few sites or less sites that could fit us, or at least on their dimensions online.
Right.
And then honestly, a lot of the sites weren't even the problem. It was the roads to get to the sites. Like these state park roads are very narrow and just...
and sometimes they're not the best at trimming their branches and stuff like that. So, but this did have a lot of big rigs in there, and like a big Class A was pulling in like right as I was walking through and checking out some of the sites. So you could definitely fit big rigs in here. But yeah, so I think this is on our list for sure for the future. I mean, obviously you can't really beat, I don't know the nightly rate here, but I guarantee it's more than the $20 a night we're spending at the Encore Park. So,
but the Thousand Trails Parks, I think we could stay there for 2 weeks with our trails collection, and then we have to leave for
7 days.
Or 7 days, or however long we've stayed in it. I don't think we can go back there for 2 weeks. We can go to another one after 7 days.
Right. You can't like jump in and jump out.
So this would be something like, there is one further north, Fiesta Key.
Yeah.
You stay there for 2 weeks, then you could leave, come down here to Bahia Honda for a week and then go to Sunshine Key for 2 weeks, and you're here for a little bit over a month, which
that'd be nice.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, this is a popular area. The beach area is full, and I mean, not full to the max, but you know, there's a good amount of people here you would expect for a Saturday, and it looks like a really nice park. There's this space that has like a dive shop in it, so we could go diving again when we're here. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm actually like really thrilled. I know obviously the Keys are like a place to go, but like I'm thrilled that they're so close to us.
I've been trying to come down here for years.
I know. It's not that I haven't wanted to. It's just it feels out of the way.
You weren't as interested.
Right, and it feels. It just felt out of the way, and you know, what? I'm not gonna make excuses for myself, okay? So, yeah, again, I told them earlier that this was kind of more of a scouting thing, and we couldn't walk with the dog because it was hot, and the dogs aren't allowed like in the beach area. So we're just gonna drive the rest of this park. I can't imagine it being much bigger, but just to give you like a quick little peek. So if you're interested in staying here too, you can kind of get the feel.
So you thought you got it made for easy living, slipping out the back door. But it's not what you're made for, and there's nothing that is too late for. Out of the cold into my warm hand in the sun. It's already begun. You are my one. With a simple mind, we should find some more time. We don't need to worry at all.
Alright, we're here at 7 Mile Bridge. This is actually the historic 7 Mile Bridge that they built back in the early 1900s. I don't know the exact date. But Henry Flagler, who was, I think, made his money from Standard Oil, wanted to connect the Keys, and he built this railway, actually, all the way down to Key West and connected it. And then after a hurricane in the 30s, it like wrecked the railway, and the state was able to buy it and actually made it into a road for cars. And so this was actually driven on up until the 70s, I think, when they built the new 7 Mile Bridge over there. But it's pretty cool because you actually get to walk on this old, 100-year-old rail bridge that just goes at this 7 Mile Bridge because it goes 7 miles.
Yeah, could you guess?
Yeah.
Could you figure that out?
And it's pretty crazy. I mean, it's a lot of engineering and science at the time to actually even pull this stuff off.
Yeah.
And it's not really, you kind of take it for granted now. You're like, oh, let's go down to Key West. And you just drive a road all the way down across all of these islands to get down there, including this one. But
yeah.
I think it's pretty cool and definitely worth, you can park and walk up and down it. It's kind of like a fishing pier thing now. So.
Yes. And there's the famous tree named Fred.
I don't know where he got that name, but
he grows on this bridge, old 7 Mile Bridge. And yeah, people, it's just like a thing down here. They decorate them for Christmas, and they do like a tree lighting.
He's like not native at all, and he doesn't grow. There's no like dirt or anything that he's growing out of. It's kind of crazy. They're like, yeah, most Florida Keys residents are transplants, and this tree is from like Fiji or something like that, and so they think like some bird pooped him out or his seed out or something like that. But they don't remember where Fred came from as the name, but it's just growing out of the bridge, and it's survived all the hurricanes so far. So
Fred's going strong.
Yeah, so as you're taking 7 Mile Bridge, just look to your right, you'll see Fred. He's actually even on Google Maps. Like, we were like, what is this? And it's Fred the tree.
Fred the tree. We're like, okay.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, we learned a little more about him, and thought that was really funny.
heading out of here tomorrow, and we have, I don't know, 5-ish hour drive, however long it took us to get down here. Because we're heading
Yeah,
to...
I don't even remember.
Yeah, and we're heading to Disney World, which is like an hour from where our house is.
Yeah.
And we're super excited because we've never camped at Fort Wilderness. And so we're actually going to put the camper back on the truck like right now, and so we're ready to go tomorrow. And another reason is that it is shaky. So I'll show you guys what it looks like. It's just... Yeah.
It's funny because on the camera it's like a
Not-
little bit, but
yeah.
even to my eye, I'm like, oh my god,
It
that's
looks
rocking.
like shaking,
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just a lot more than we're used to, and I think the main thing that really gets me, it's not so much the fact that it's shaking, like I don't like that, and we didn't have that in the Solitude because it had 6 levelers and it was big, but what I don't like is getting up in the bed section because the bed goes up over the cab.
Yeah.
And
This section right here.
when I go up into the bed, like I'm just fully expecting the camper to go.
I know. Just face forward.
But it's been a year actually. I think we just got our little like phone picture thing saying like, oh, this is what you did a year ago, and we bought the camper, and it hasn't fallen over yet. So I don't think it will. I think they factor that into their calculations, and
for weight distribution.
yeah, I'm not that fat, so anyway, so we're gonna finish putting the camper on. It is so much easier to pack this thing up than it was the fifth wheel. I don't know, I feel like the tanks took like 5 minutes to dump. I think they're like direct dumps, where the fifth wheel had long pipes and bigger tanks, and they just seem to take forever. Like when we were at dump stations, so it's like we get a line of people behind us.
I know.
And we'd feel bad. But this, I'm like, in, out. So, yeah, overall, it's super simple.
Yeah.
So let's raise her up. I'll drive the truck around, and then this is the hardest part, which is actually getting it perfectly straight and backing it up. And we've only done this, I don't know, 5 times. So like, I gotta remember that. Like, this is our first 5 weeks of the fifth wheel. I definitely had to go back and forth a couple times before we got it locked up. Not the 5 years on the road of doing it every week where I can get it like that.
You'll get there.
Yeah.
You'll get there.
All right.
To a boatload of wind and rain this morning, which of course, you know, bound to happen on your travel day. Every single day here has been absolutely gorgeous, except today. So it'll make for an interesting drive out. Anyway, before we head out, there's something very important that I wanted to talk to you about. And that is pie. Key lime pie. So, I don't know if you've heard, but key lime pie is a thing down here in the Florida Keys, and every restaurant, every place claims to have the best key lime pie. And so, this wasn't something I was interested in, to be perfectly honest. I thought, yeah, we'll try a pie, whatever. We have now tried, I believe this is the 5th pie down here. And believe it or not, this one is from Publix. So we started asking the locals. We asked our scuba instructor, you know, we just, if it came up naturally in conversation, we'd bring it up with people in the campground and stuff like that. And so one thing I've realized, and this is what I want to talk to you about, because then I started thinking, I need to find the best key lime pie. I have to try the best key lime pie. But after talking to all these people, one thing Jason and I realized is that everyone's gonna have a different opinion of who has the best key lime pie, because do you like meringue or do you like whipped cream? Do you like it a little sweeter? Do you like it a little tartar? How do you like your crust? Do you want it deep fried or do you want it, you know, regular pie? So we did try a deep fried pie though, and I have to admit it was very good. The one thing that I can say is that I have not had a bad pie down here. So, if you find yourself in the conundrum of, I have to try the best key lime pie in the Florida Keys, because that's like one of the things to do down here, honestly, we've learned that whichever pie you like the most is going to be the best pie for you. And we don't even have a favorite. Like, all of these pies have been really good. We have realized that we like a really good balance of tart and sweet. We tried some that were really tart, not our style. That's totally fine. You know, I don't even know if people would consider the deep fried pies in the running, but the deep fried key lime pie we had was so good. And I'm not gonna lie, this one from Publix, it's really good too. So we actually were recommended to try the Publix one by a woman who said she's lived down here for 40 years, and she said the Publix key lime pie is my favorite key lime pie. So, anyway, that's just my little rant on pies. Don't stress about them. Try all the pies.
All right, all packed up and ready to go.
Bet you're really glad you brought your rain jacket now.
Yeah, I'm super glad that we brought these, or bought these in general. These ones have, we bought them specifically for when we come down home to Florida, because they zip all the way open, so they also act like a poncho. Because the problem here in Florida is it rains, but it's hot. So, boom.
Good call.
Yeah.
Oops.